That's disgusting.
Yeah.
Oh, Sky on, let's start.
You know, football day, we're not here.
Oh, yeah.
I'm very well, thank you.
Hello.
We're ready?
The chairs are broken. Not me.
Yeah, they're all the backs now. So.
Okay. Everyone happy? Alan, it's an interesting game this weekend from all sorts of angles. People are debating, you know, who's actually in the better position. League-wise, obviously you. Liverpool have won a trophy, but going forward, long-term ambitions, do you think Liverpool would rather be where you are?
No, I think they're a club steeped in tradition of winning trophies, and they've won another one this year. That's what they've done. We haven't got that tradition, unfortunately. We need to try and gain it. But we've had a great season in the Premier League, and we're trying to continue that on Sunday against what is a very talented team.
Pound for pound, though, given what you spent and what they've spent, do you think you've had better value for money?
Well, I've been in this situation. On the other hand, when I was at Reading, you know, other teams saying, "Oh, they spent this, spent that." It's very difficult sometimes to justify the money that you've invested. But they've got very, very good young players, and they're finding their way. And Henderson and Carroll and Downing are having their first season. Some take longer than others. We've been blessed with the fact that ours settled very quickly and gelled very quickly. Demba Ba, Kabai, Cissé's come in and got 5 goals. Sometimes it can go like that. You can't pre-plan things. We got a good side. We've proven that all year. We've been in the top 6 or 7 all year, and as high as 3rd. So, you know, we just take that form into the next game and just worry about ourselves. We're in good shape.
Do you think if you got Champions League football, because you're still in with a shout, that they would swap what they've got for what you might have?
Yeah, but we won't get Champions League football. I just think that's too big to breach. 5 points on Spurs and Arsenal probably away from us now. It's too much. They're too good a team to catch that with 8 games or whatever is left. The focus for us is to try and get Europa League, and that's what we're going to try and do. And the only grievance I have about making that is the semi-finals of the Cup, because I think if a losing finalist takes a Europa spot over the efforts of a 38-game period, I think that's unfair, and that's something that I think the FA should look at.
You mentioned the young players that Liverpool have invested in. One was obviously Andy Carroll. He comes back to play here, probably. Well, we expect him to play for the first time. Why do you feel things haven't gone as well for him there as they were here?
Well, I think that's a difficult question for me to ask. I see Kenny sort of said that they play a different type of football to us, but I don't think they do. I think we're very, very similar. And but Andy was magnificent here, and you cannot deny that. You don't get a price tag of 35 million unless you've done very, very well, which he did. And we're opening, certainly at the down in the tunnel in the changing room. We're looking forward to seeing Andy and Jose. They're good friends of ours, and we welcome them back with open arms. But obviously we want to win, and that will be our focus.
You think the people that question whether Andy can ever regain that form are wrong? Do you believe he's still got it within him?
100%. He's an outstanding footballer who is having a difficult first season at a new club. No more than that. And a lot of other players have had that situation with high price tags, etc. He's a very young man still. He's got a great career in front of him, and you know, I for one hope he has a chance of England duty one day.
Finally, for me, there's been a lot of debate this week about clubs getting decisions at certain grounds, whether it be Old Trafford or maybe if, you know, like Sunderland go to Etihad or you go to the Emirates. Is there really a debate to be had, or are people making one where there isn't one? Possibly.
Well, we've conceded, I think, 9 penalties and gained 3. So on that reckoning, we must be in the negative. So we got nothing to complain about with referees. I think they've been magnificent all year. I still believe we should have professional assistant referees. It's something that's I think that should be looked at. And that situation in the week in the Barcelona game when there was a definite penalty, the linesman's staring right at it and doesn't give it. You know, I don't get that. So I think that would be something that the FA should look at, and maybe we'd get more consistent decisions.
And Andy Carroll from up here, Newcastle fan, says he didn't want to leave. Given that, what sort of reception do you think he'll get?
Well, you know, I can clear part of that up. He did want to leave. He said to look me in the eye and said he wanted to go and speak to Liverpool, so he went. But he is from Newcastle. He did brilliantly for us. And as I say, we're looking forward to seeing him, but we don't want to see him win. You know, we want to make sure that we win.
There was a lot of talk around about January, there always is, about him possibly coming back. Was that a possibility, and would you take him back?
No, there was no conversation between us and Liverpool about Andy taking him back. And I think anything I say on that to fuel that would be unfair on Liverpool, me and Andy Carroll. You know, he's at Liverpool, he's a Liverpool player. We got our own group of players who have done magnificent. And really, I should be sitting here talking about my team because we're in great form. 2 wins, 2 magnificent wins. And we're looking to get a third, something we haven't done in the Premier League this year. You know, it's hard to win 3 Premier League games on the trot, and that's something that we're looking at.
We'll ask you about your team. Cisse, great form.
But our front line is in great form. You know, even Shola, who's getting a start at the moment, as every time he's come on, he looks like he should start. Shola, Demba, Cisse, Ben Arfa, and then you could put Kabay in that group as well. You know, all in really, really good form, and I'll be very surprised if we don't score against Liverpool.
Coloccini, how's the injury?
Yeah, he's in good shape. He feels confident. He definitely won't play in this game. Possibly miss Swansea, but Bolton, you know, we're sort of fingers crossed for that. I'd rule him out at this stage, but you know, I think there's a chance he could play in that game.
In the past 6, there's been enough for a Europa League spot. Would you be disappointed to finish ahead of the likes of Liverpool and still not get a Europa League place?
Well, I think, you know, that's going to depend now on the semi-finals of the FA Cup more than anything, that positional one. As I say, I think it's slightly unfair that the losing cup finalist gets a European place in front of a whole season's campaign. But that, you know, that's the rule at the moment. We're not going to change that before the end of the season. We have to accept that. I think it should change for next year, in my opinion. But we still got a great chance of finishing 5th or 6th, and that's what we're going to try and do.
And you mentioned Coloccini. Are there any other injury doubts ahead of Liverpool?
No, Ryan Taylor's come back to us today, which I'm pleased about. Cheick Tiote has come back and he's roaring like a lion, and he's looking forward to the game, and he'll play.
Alan, just a quick one on Colo. How big a miss will he be?
Well, of course, he's our captain. It's a blow from last Sunday. We had the perfect day in terms of performance, but not the perfect day in terms of losing Colo. So we're going to suffer without him. But, you know, we got people who step into the breach, and in particular James Percy, in the form of his life, really. So he'll play centre-half with Williamson. I mean, no bones about that, and I think they do a good job.
And just finally on Papis, you talked about players needing time to settle. He doesn't seem to, certainly on the pitch, he's needed no time to settle.
No, his grasp of the language is still an issue, and we're still getting him to get to grips with the Geordie accent, etc. But his football has been very, very good. He's shown that he's going to be a big player here.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.